People of Earth, good evening. We are January 15, 2024, and my mission is to bring you understanding on the current galactic events impacting the future of Earth as a planetary civilization. I am Elena Danan, emissary for the star nations in the Solar System, and I am delighted to welcome you for this 13th episode of Star Nation News. The Negumak Gnomopo decided to take action against the Ciakahrr. Let us see how the latest events unfolded regarding the crisis on Stemys IV and what may be the significances for the rest of the galaxy. The Negumak Gnomopo conducted an offensive on an outpost of the Ciakahrr Empire in the 8th sector of the galaxy, while simultaneously putting a drastic end to the Stemys IV occupation. An unexpected turn for the Ciakahrr, as the Nataru Alliance had recently publicly announced that they would try diplomacy at first. According to their rules and procedure of action. Taken by surprise, the Ciakahrr troops that were based in the Stemys star system were eradicated in the equivalent time on Earth of 1 hour. Of course, this response from the Gnomopo by a brutal demonstration of force was part of a trick orchestrated by the Alliance, deceiving the Ciakahrr and leaving them unprepared. The Nataru Alliance used the same language the Ciakahrr have been using to expand their empire's deception. The Ciakahrr were caught at their own game. The Gnomopo offensive took place as soon as the Stemys IV temporary evacuation of population was complete. At that specific moment, when the last evacuation arc had left the planet, the boots-on-the-ground troops of the Alliance took over the invaders, and the Gnomopo had green light to do what they do best, hunt down reptilians. Stemys IV is now liberated, and as soon as the Alliance cleans up the remains of the war, the populations will be brought back home. The Galactic Federation of Worlds will provide great help to the populations for rebuilding what suffered damage, with unlimited resources and as long as it is necessary. Admiral Tayel, head of the Altian fleet present in the Solar System since October 2021, expresses his thoughts about the developments of the Ciakahrr War. Altia expresses compassion for the populations of Stemys IV, who suffered offense from the Ciakahrr Empire. The Intergalactic Confederation sent a force contingent to help in the reconstruction of their world, assisting the Alliance of Nataru in their groundwork on Stemys IV. The Intergalactic Confederation will not intervene militarily in the conflict opposing the Ciakahrr Empire to the forces of the Alliance of Nataru. It is not our role, although it is also our battle. We may let evolution play out. All beings born from Source are players in Source's evolution of consciousness. We may not all be aware of it, but if you comprehend the true nature of the universe, you will understand that we are all actors playing out the cosmic rules. Although the Ciakahrr War in Nataru concerns us all at a greater scale, it is not our part to play, but the part allotted to the residents of Nataru. We are supervisors, often called the Watchers. We relate to the 9 personifications of Creator, and our role is to make sure that balance always prevails in a range of measure on the scale between chaos and order. Both are necessary to evolution, such as destruction and creation, birth, death and rebirth, entropy and negentropy, love and hate, and so forth. When a living organism is infected by a dissonant intrusion, the metabolism generates a fight response, increasing the immune system, sending forces to repair the dissonance. As the infinitely small is the infinitely vast. The universe is a living organism. Galaxies are mothers. They are living beings with a soul and a consciousness. All wars happening in their body are fight responses that are meant to increase the mother's immune system, intelligence, awareness, and expand her consciousness on the scale of evolution. Not all beings are of flesh. Some are made of pure consciousness, or stardust, like the galactic mothers. The Intergalactic Confederation intervenes only when an immune system fails. We wait and watch. Then, according to the laws of the 9, and if needed be, we proceed to a military intervention or we repopulate devastated worlds. We make sure that life never goes extinct. We are watching over the balance of the universe, making sure that chaos never takes over. At a fractal scale, the Galactic Federation of Nataru behaves correspondingly, regarding the multiplus star system under their protection, guiding, protecting, empowering on a military and a consciousness level, but never enacting the role they are not supposed to play. If they did so, and if so did we at a larger scale, the laws of evolution would be ruined and all gain be lost. At a smaller fractal scale, so do parents who are raising their children, guiding, protecting, empowering their children's skills and intelligence, but never enacting the role that they are not intended to play in the place of their children. At an even smaller fractal scale, you can observe the same cosmic rule of evolution in the fighting of biological intrusions within a living organism. Giving a medicine straight away will numb the immune system, which will remain vulnerable to a next attack. If you allow any organism to develop their defense forces and intelligence before intervening, then you understood how creation works. I am Tayel, Altian Admiral, friend of humanity of Earth. Anarch Prince Ia shared information on how he was informed of the secret plans of the Alliance regarding the Gnomopo surprise double offensive. In the cosmos, we must play the games of our adversary when we want to dismantle the foundation of their strength. We all knew that a confrontation was inevitable, even the high councils of the Nataru Alliance. But the Nataru Alliance decided to catch the Ciakahrr at their own games. Lies. The The Ciakahrr didn't expect that the alliance would break their own rules by skipping the diplomatic step. Sometimes you just do what you have to do. I was informed of this plan by the alliance in the precise moment when the two Gnomopo attacks occurred. My father sent enforcement fleets to these two locations immediately after he was also informed. I am not a war partisan, and I have never been. But this news drew a smile on my face. It is always refreshing to watch an old institution boldly override their own rules and take an adventurous action for the greater good of all. I salute their boldness and courage. Regarding the Gnomopo, they will be the Ciakahrr bitter medicine. On the grander viewpoint, the Ciakahrr are performing the ultimate action on the path they embraced. Destruction they caused, destruction returns to them. The ultimate source of consciousness will welcome them with equal love as she nourishes for all her other children. In the absolute, in the end, love always wins. So here we were all surprised by the sudden offensive of the Negumak Gnomopo in two locations at the same time, simultaneously. And it would seem that the Ciakahrr are tasting of their own medicine, deception. The Ciakahrr never expected that the alliance would override their rules, as he has said. You know, it's been so long that the Ciakahrr have been deceiving everyone, deceiving population, planets, worlds, cultures, to enslave them. It's been so long that the Ciakahrr enslaved worlds using deception. So it makes sense that the only way to stop them was also using deception, something that they would never expect from the Galactic Alliance of Nataru, the Galactic Federation of Worlds, and the Knights of the Prime Directive, you know? So I think the Ciakahrr are in a fast drop now, and they will soon test of their bitter medicine. Yes, of course, if they haven't yet. About the second location, it's in the 8th sector of the galaxy. So it's not where the siege of the Ciakahrr Empire is, but it's an important outpost that is very remote from the 4th sector and the 5th sector. So their forces weren't there. So they are going now to focus their forces to this direction and see what happens. Games of war. Unfortunately, you have to play chess between empires. To avoid maximum of casualties, sometimes you need to hit at once and hard. And surprise is the best factor. So let's see. Let's see what happens. And I wouldn't give very long for this war to be over. The Ciakahrr have lost all their lives in Nataru, and no one from outside can penetrate the galaxies. All the portals have been locked. So we just sit and watch as a civilization on Earth. And I think it is time. Nataru as an entity, as a person, a being, evolved as well and heals from a very old, I would say, infecting organism and becomes more elevated in frequency and in consciousness. And when I say infected organism, it is always speaking with love, even if the words do not carry this frequency. Ultimately, even the Ciakahrr or even the Nebuad, as they were, are children of Source and are equally loved as Yahweh said, they are equally loved by Source. Was it Tayel saying that? Tayel. Equally loved by Source. And they're all playing the games of evolution. These two wise men tonight gave us a very good overview about what is happening. And I'll see you next week to see not only the development of the Ciakahrr War, but also let us see in closer detail what is happening also in the soul system. And believe me, it's all positive. See you next week.